We doing listener letters because we nosy.
We nosy too.
Oh, yeah. We have so many more voices now for this listener letter episode. We're joining with Josh, Trill, and Matt to give their 2 cents. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 cents. Y'all about to get a whole dime.
10 cents.
A whole dime.
1, 2, 3.
It all started with real talk, unfiltered, honest, and straight from the heart. Since then, we've gone on to become Webby Award-winning podcasters and New York Times best-selling authors.
Deadass was more than a podcast for us. It was about our growth. A place where we could be vulnerable, be raw.
Pause. But most importantly, be us.
But as we know, life keeps evolving, and so do we. And through it all, one thing has never changed.
This is Ellis Ever After. Dead ass.
Because we got a lot to talk about.
All right, let's get started, baby.
Let's go. Are we skipping karaoke? Do we have a collective karaoke? What's something that we all can sing together?
Well, we all know.
Let's
ABCs.
in honor of Deacon Josh. He reigns forever. He reigns forever. He reigns forever and evermore.
He reigns.
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 He reigns forevermore.
All hail King Jesus. I'm making a mockery out of the choir.
Shout
We're
out
not
to
making
my
a mockery.
Jesus.
If you sing it with intent, it ain't a mockery, brother.
It ain't a mockery. I grew up on that song, baby. Shout
That's
out to
a
my
great
aunt Debbie,
song.
my aunt Monique.
True, you didn't know the song?
No, I didn't know that
I
one.
gotta take you to church, Triple.
Oh,
You a
man.
heathen. Triple, you a heathen.
Do you have a favorite, like, church song or hymn?
From my gospel playlist that I play on Sundays.
She about to play.
Stomp.
Stomp.
No,
That's a go-to.
no. It's
Told my people to think gospel is going too far.
I was thinking the same thing. To be
No.
too radical without message. I was literally thinking
it's
about
something by Fred Hammond, but I don't know which one at this point.
it.
We're blessed in the city.
Yeah, we're blessed.
Yeah,
That's it.
one. I like that one.
Go ahead, Triple. Go ahead. I heard the
Yeah.
vocals. We're blessed.
Oh
I
yeah,
hear
I
you.
could sing. I was gonna be the next Beyonce.
And what happened?
I was gonna be. Well, ain't nothing happened yet. Be on the lookout for the BBL Triple album.
B. The B stand for
We
something
will
different
be
now.
on the lookout.
Not Beyonce. BL Triple.
B-E-O-I.
Nadine is in one of her moods because she's pregnant and it's Thursday, so everything is my fault.
It's not a mood. I thought my morning sickness would be done by now. I'm just tired. I can't stay awake. I didn't do this by myself. Get away.
So mean. No, you didn't. It was team effort. It's a partnership, like football. Teamwork, baby. We got
Oh
here
my
together.
God, like football.
It is like football.
How?
It was 4th and long with no safety help. The backfield was stacked, so I needed to commit everything to the box. I needed you to tell me if somebody was trying to go long.
You need to work on your communication.
What was wrong with my communication? I said, Kadeen, it's about to happen.
You did not. You were just there like, baby.
That's how I sound?
Baby.
That's how I sound?
Yep.
And you knew what that meant, though, because you was talking about some, wait.
I did not.
Yeah, you was.
So then what happened?
I don't remember. After it happened, I blacked out. Woke up in the morning with my thumb in my mouth. So what you want me to do next time you on top? Want me to just throw you off the side of the bed?
I could throw you out this window.
All right, let's dive in. I'll go ahead and read the first one. Maybe we can rotate and see. Well, the reading responsibilities.
I'm not reading.
Not it.
I'm not reading. You ain't
Don't
getting
tell me
That
that
is
you guys were
embarrassing.
not the ones that could not
Yo.
read aloud in school.
Miss Daisy.
It wasn't that I couldn't read
no,
aloud.
Miss
I
Edna,
just
y'all hear
prefer
this?
not to.
I
Miss
did.
Edna, no.
I did it, but if this is optional, I'm
Yeah,
opting.
facts.
Nigga.
Oh, you gonna know
No,
I
opting out.
see all of them?
What?
Fine.
The cheat code to that, if you had any anxiety about reading aloud, was to look at how many kids were ahead of you, and if you were reading
Yeah.
each paragraph, that you would count
You
the
know.
paragraphs, so you can practice your section.
Yeah, I
never
did
did
all
that.
that.
Yeah,
I still
I
didn't
hear
want to
me.
do it.
Y'all hear me stuttering on this podcast? I can't even read what's on my mind. You want me to read what's on a paper?
I thought it was just the Invisalign. That's
I
why I
can't
had to
even
take
read
mine out. I
what's
can't
on my
hold my
mind.
Invisalign in.
It's hilarious.
It's all that. It's collective. It's collective.
I had a history teacher, Mr. Moliterno, and he would let us do like popcorn reading for extra credit.
Mhm.
And I was so good at it that he was like, you should do something with public speaking.
You have a reader's voice.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
do.
You
have
do.
a
You
reader's
sound like
voice.
So
the
he
chick
was
from Howard
probably-
Stern.
And you read well.
Yeah, one of the
You know
one
the
of
chick
the,
from-
I know
What's
who
her
you're talking
name?
about.
You said what?
The chick from Howard Stern.
The lady. What's
The
her name?
lady.
Oh, okay. The real short lady. I don't know her name.
I forget.
Yeah.
She sound like her.
You do. You do have, but it's
I
the
have a
radio
voice
voice.
for
Yeah,
radio,
yeah.
you
It's a
know.
good thing. It's a good
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a good thing.
Didn't sound
Not like Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice was struggling, bro.
Listen, I get it.
I didn't think he was a real person. The whole time as a little kid, I thought it was like a fake person. I didn't know Beetlejuice was a real person till I got older.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what his nose ear smell like.
Why you worried about
Cigarettes.
Beetlejuice's nose hair, man?
What'd she say?
It definitely
I wonder what his
Nose
nose ear smell like.
Yo,
It
that
definitely
listener
smells like
letter,
cigarettes.
Marlboro
that, it
100s.
still lives rent free in my head. When she was like, even his nose ear stinks. I'm like,
She hates that
goddamn.
nigga.
When you can smell somebody's
Facts.
breath through their nose, they really got a problem.
He
Yeah.
probably just smell like weed all the time. He got to
True.
smoke
Yeah.
his breath,
Smoke
don't brush
his
his
breath.
teeth.
It's going up through
I'm
the
not
roof
judging
of
you,
his
bro,
mouth.
but
He depressed
Brush
too,
your
though.
teeth for your
If
wife.
he's
Yeah.
smoking all the time, and he's probably depressed too. They both going through it. That was an old listener letter, but
Yes. All right. Well, into the listener letters for today. Hello, my name is Carolyn, and my fiance Ashley and I have been together 6.5 years and got engaged last May.
Congrats.
Y'all. We're both from New York, me, Long Island, Nassau County, not far from Hofstra, bop, 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 and she's from Brooklyn.
Hey.
She sounds like a very swell individual, knowing that she's from Brooklyn. I work in college athletics with a crazy schedule, and she works in the government. Lord knows we're going through it right now. And we have goals, both professionally, personally, and as a couple. I'm wondering how you all came across the friends who would later become your family that you've built your empire with, and how was that evolution professionally and personally. We have friends we call family that we came into relationship with, but haven't yet met those people as a couple that we build with in our own way. You all, your chosen family included, are inspiring me, and I hope to have our own version of that. The way that you move in society, what you use your platforms for, the sneak peeks into your lives, what you share, how you raise your kids, I'm studying so I can adapt and change for what will work for us. We've already made a few moves inspired by you both. Thank you for creating a blueprint I find valuable and, more importantly, consistent. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Very sweet. Carolyn and Ashley. Super sweet.
Now, did you notice that the letter is not about romantic relationships, but she had to let us know that she a gay. She's an L, one of the L's. Shout out to the L's.
Listen, one of those, Carolyn and Ashley.
And Ashley. And then sometimes you can't even, like, I wanted to make sure that we were correct because some names can be unisex.
Yeah,
but
I know a dude named Ashley.
I know a dude named Ashley too. So
he's 6'5", 240.
Oh, maybe it is a dude.
Son is brolic.
You never know. But let's err on the side of she's
You're
probably
gay
an
to
Ashley.
us now. Ashley, if you're a dude, sorry.
You're gay to us now.
Yes,
you just
yes,
changed her whole
yes.
sexual orientation.
No, we love everybody. We love everybody.
I understand her question though.
Yeah.
She asked, how we built our family of friends. I mean, I don't know if anyone has noticed. Everyone that's around me, with the exception of Tribble, we've known since Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to get everybody to move down here. I think it's just the same familiarity I have with the people from Brooklyn. I just want to have all of those same people with me here in Georgia. And I think it's just using discernment, realizing like these people are not only just good business partners, but they're good with our children.
Mm-hmm.
For example, before Tribble moved and Matt and Josh moved, they would stay here for 4 or 5 days as we filmed the podcast. And it takes discernment, the same discernment you use to choose someone. It takes the same level of discernment to choose business partners and people you're going to have around your children and family. You have to find people who are
like-minded.
in alignment. There you are, in alignment with you. I knew Josh was married and Matt always aspired to be married. Tribble wants to be married. She likes women like I like women. So there's alignment.
There we go.
For all of
We're
us,
all
you know what I'm
aligned.
saying? But it's also just knowing somebody's heart. I can look at these three. I can look at Jay. I can look at anybody I work with and know that those are just good people.
Right.
I
think
when
at
it
the
comes
core of
down,
it,
they're just good people.
because naturally, as we all grow, within our professional relationship, there's going to be differences when it comes to, work processes, work ethic, how things are done. And we try to respect everyone's process, but also knowing that we're working together for the greater good. Discernment is also knowing people who do not fall into that category.
Facts.
So just because you've come from, the same place and you grew up around the same era doing the same things, some people will stay stagnant and they'll stay there. So you have to also know, all right, maybe this person is not somebody I can do business with, but on a personal level, we can still vibe.
Ain't no wrong with that.
Yeah, ain't no shade to them. It's just they just don't align for that particular.
And that's okay.
For building.
That's how you compartmentalize people, I think.
But I do have a question, because a lot of people talk about trying to choose friends and find friends. Does anybody else have a problem trying to choose and find friends? Me personally, I don't. Maybe I'm old and cantankerous, but if I realize that the relationship isn't serving me no more,
you out.
I find like it's okay to just be like, yo, I'm good on that.
You've only become like that recently, though. You were very much the kind of person that wanted everybody to win, and you want everybody. Not to say that that's not how you feel now, but you don't invest as much time that you used to in trying to build people up who you realize, okay, after having 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 conversations with you about the same thing and you haven't progressed or made any changes, then I'm pretty much speaking to a wall at this point, and it's no longer serving me. Your battery is being depleted when people are not charging you up.
That is a fact. I think it's also having kids. Like, I don't have time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you really, when you have so many kids and a wife, the time that you spend with your friends is few and far in between. And when you have that time, you want to spend it with people who are going to help you be a better version of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I choose to spend time with my friends. Like, if you're going to sit down with me and complain about all the negative things going on in your life, to me, that's not somebody I want to hang out with.
Right.
If you want to talk about the same things that we were talking about in high school and college with no evolution, I'm not want to spend that time.
Yeah.
We got to sit down and be talking about businesses,
what we
how I could be a better husband, how we can be better. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to spend my time with my friends.
And you're right. That's probably just the era that we're in. Do you guys feel like there's any people, or do you have any remorse for people who you've left behind in your past that you feel like, damn, like I'm trying to elevate and grow and this person is just kind of stagnant, so we no longer, do you like more in relationships like that no longer serve you in that circumstance?
No, I think what DeVal has been able to do is, and the reason probably why we're here, although I knew you guys, but it starts with conversation, right? And it starts with conversation of, this is what I want to do, or what can you do, or whatever. And then through that conversation, you see if people are receptive to it or not. You might even try it with. Like, I started my photography career as a duo. It was supposed to be 2 of us. I started with me and another friend. But going through that process, I just realized they didn't have that same drive that I had, right? So it's just like,
that happens.
He's still my friend. He's still a really good friend of mine. But it just, business-wise, it just doesn't work, right? And you see that very early on. You see, like, coaching probably doesn't work, or, you know, they got other things going on. So you just leave that. You do it, what you got to do on your own, and find somebody else.
I'm glad you brought up business, because we always talk about how people don't understand business, right? One of my homeboys, is Jay. Y'all know Jay. His mom juices. She does, juice compression. So I was paying to have the other dude compress my juices. I say to Jay, like, yo, your mom compressed juice. I'll pay her. Nah, D, she want to do it for you. She just want to do it for you because she appreciate it. I said, all right, bet. So I paid her for the juices. I paid up front. And then midway through, she's like, I'm just tired. I can't finish. And then for me, I'm like, all right, don't worry about it. But like, this is bad business. And she was like, well, I wasn't doing a business. I was doing a favor. And I'm like, that's where people have to understand the difference.
Yeah.
That's a friend who wants to do a favor. Let me keep that person in that lane. When you have a friend that wants to do a favor, but then you're trying to do business with them, that's when
then you're making it a priority for them.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's
and
when,
you can't do that.
Thank you. I agree. Like, because for me, it's like, I wanted this as a priority.
Yeah.
It didn't matter to me how much I had to pay, because I was already paying somebody. But when she was just like, I want to do it as a favor, she wanted to do it on her time. That's not how I run business. So I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of times friends fall out because they haven't defined
the expectations
for the business. And I think it's important when you have friends and y'all are gonna go into business, we have to define those expectations before it starts, because that's how friendships get lost.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I've seen it happen to a lot of folks. Yeah, for sure.
But going back to what you said, about mourning friendships, I don't necessarily mourn friendships, because a lot of friendships are only for a season, and once you start understanding that, you get over it.
That's a good point, because I think we're conditioned to believe that friendships are like friends forever, last forever. Friends through thick and thin, through growth, and as you get older, you realize that's
the reality is, if you love this friend, it doesn't matter if you guys are close in the season or not speaking in the season. I still love you. You're my friend. I think for me, that's the definition of friendship. Friendship does not mean that you have to do something with someone. It doesn't mean that I have to see you all the time. It doesn't mean that we have to speak. And that's where people fall out with certain friendships.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think I haven't fallen out with people because of they're not willing to elevate in their own lives. I think that the way you choose to live is the way you choose to live. And I don't find myself in friendships with bums anyway. So people are at least doing what they need to live in the way that feels comfortable to them. The only times I've lost friends is when they're like mean to me, or when the friendship is like toxic, and we can't be friends, and that is sad. I've mourned those friendships, but you know, I tend to give people grace when it comes to like what they're doing in their career, because I mean, whatever.
Dang, I feel bad now.
What's
because I feel like friendships, like much like relationships, have a transactional component, right? And it's like we're only friends because we provide something for each other, right? That's how friendship starts. No one is just saying, "Oh, I like your shirt, let's be friends." It's like you provide something for me, I provide something for you.
Really?
I don't think so.
I'm just talking about my perspective.
Your friendships are transactional.
Yeah, I'm talking about my perspective. It's like it seems like friendships become transactional. And the minute you can't do something for somebody, then they no longer have no purpose for you. So for me, and maybe this is just my perspective.
Because of your experiences.
Maybe because of my experiences, I've noticed that my relationships have been very transactional. As long as I'm doing stuff for people or somebody, then we're friends. And the minute I can't or I don't, we're no longer friends. So for me, I don't get upset at that. I just become very transactional the same way, which means if you can't do something for me, there's no reason for me to continue to try to put forth my best effort in this friendship. Because and maybe it's because I'm cynical and I've been hurt so many times with friends that way.
Yeah, that's part of that.
That's just how I approach friendship.
Your best friends, this is how you feel with your best friends?
I'm going to be honest.
You don't really have it. I'm like, you don't really have friends like that.
Not your best friend. Your best friends. All your friends aren't like equal.
Nah, all my friends
they can't
equal.
be.
Do you want to be my best friend?
To be honest, my best friend is Kay.
Yes.
You want to be my second best friend?
No.
Well, you would be 7th.
I would be 7
for me. Yeah.
I mean, be honest. I mean,
you
probably have people that you.
Because I don't have one wife. I have like 7 wives. You know, like 7 that make
That's a lot to deal with. I don't know how
they're
you
not
deal
like
with that.
romantic, but my best friends, they make up one wife. Like if you think about the time that we're able to spend together and the things that we're able to provide with each other, like what Kadeen is for you, these like 7 women are for me.
I get that. That makes sense.
I get it.
I just don't have anybody other than Matt.
I'm gonna start calling you Neo.
Like
Matt has literally become like DeVal's.
Yeah, that seems that way. It's precious.
Like even some of your friends from college and who we've grown with, they're not even people who you converse with regularly.
Nobody calls me to be like, DeVal, I'm gonna stop by and say what's up. Or DeVal, you good? Nobody. Not my brother. Nobody.
I texted you last week and asked if you was good.
You did one time in 10 years.
I always want to, but
I'm just saying, like,
you niggas don't text back.
I'm just saying.
You niggas don't text back, and then
who don't text back?
I know I don't.
Y'all,
so I'll say
y'all
that.
don't.
That's a fact.
You text back sometimes.
I text back,
but we talked about this before. I don't be feeling comfortable being like, I'm gonna stop by.
I get
y'all
it.
got 5011 kids and shit.
Bro, I'm not even blaming you.
You could be 5011 plus 1.
I'm not blaming anybody for it. I'm just saying my life is what my life is. Like my life crazy. I'm never really home. No one ever really calls to be like, yo, you good? Matt'll hit me. Matt'll just come by. I'll be upstairs and I'll be like, who the fuck is downstairs in the man cave? Matt will be downstairs.
Check the camera. I'm like, oh, Matt is here.
Matt is downstairs.
Matt's like one of
you
2
good?
people that
like,
have
what's up?
the door
right?
code.
I can see it in your face. You're not all right. What's wrong?
Other than that, there's no one calls me for that. And maybe that's why I feel like relationships are transactional. Because if it ain't Matt, Tiff will call me once in a while. Tiff will call me once in a while.
Tiff the barber will check.
But other than that,
yeah, I feel like I just have with a lot of my friends, I know that if I don't go see them, then I won't see them.
Right.
And it doesn't make me feel away. Like, you know, I know that some people just don't have the muscle. You know what I'm saying? I prioritize my friends differently maybe than other people do.
Yeah.
So you just don't take it personally.
Yeah,
you
I
know
don't
how
take
to
it
compartmentalize friends and say, okay, I'm this kind of friend. So don't you feel like there's a deficit though?
No, because I feel like some people view me in a way that I don't view myself, or that's not accurate. And so they might not feel like I have as much room in my life for them as I actually do. So I have to make it known that I do by reaching out to them or calling them or going to see them.
You don't get tired of doing that?
No.
Yeah,
see, that to me is the transactional part. It's like, if you're my friend.
Well, they provide something to me once, you know what I'm saying? Once I'm there, once I'm on the phone, they definitely give back to me. as much as I give to them. I
She's
just
saying
know
she
I
needs to-
have to
she
be the
needs to
one to
initiate.
initiate.
You got to initiate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gets tiring though.
It does. For me, it gets
Very
tired. And
tiring.
I stopped initiating.
Mm-hmm.
So now I feel like I'm kind of on the island.
When it becomes
and-
lopsided.
Yeah, I'm cool with it though. Like
Mhm.
I don't take it personal.
Yeah,
'cause
you just
I'm not the
understand-
only one with a life.
Yeah.
They
You
got
correct.
lives too.
Correct. When you start understanding that other people got stuff
Yeah.
going on in their life,
Yeah.
it's like, all right, it's no.
Yeah.
Why am I stressing about this?
Yeah.
And that's still cool. We just don't need to talk daily, or
Right.
I don't need to push it to reach out.
And that's the issue when people feel slighted because you don't reach out to them, not understanding like, yo, I got stuff going on just like you got,
Right.
got going
Yeah,
on.
it's not having an understanding. When I said that one time on the podcast that, you know, if I don't talk to my friends for 2-3 weeks or reply like we good, people were just like, "What? You're a bad friend." I was like, "This works for me and my friends. Like this is the understanding that we have. You know, it's no love loss. It's just what works for us. Kind of like in romantic relationships, you got to talk to the people involved
Yeah.
to see what's the code, like
Not a
what's the
group-
lay of the land.
It's not a group project.
Yeah.
I know shit is transactional with my friends. And maybe it's because we come from that era where men are only valued for what they can provide. Like me and my friends don't talk every day. Them niggas need something, they call me, I'm on it. Yo, what you need? I got it. When I needed something from them, they my
Let 'em-
friends that I didn't talk to was like, what you need, bro?
Yeah.
So for me, it is kind of transactional, but I don't take it as
But we still friends though.
we friends. Yeah, like my boys
Mhm.
that from college,
Mm-hmm.
they got my back.
Right.
I don't got to talk to them every day, but it is transactional.
But
I
does that
need
mean that
something.
I have a hard time seeing that as being transactional
Because we only really contact each other
when you need
When-
something.
that's
Need
transactional.
something.
like we have the group chat conversations.
But like,
You know what I'm
let's
saying?
clean this up. You're not doing it because they're going to do something for you,
Nah.
and they're not asking you because they're expecting that they'll have to do something for you to get something what they desire from you.
Nah.
Meaning like
Okay.
the core of the friendship is not based off of
Yes,
transactions.
and that's
No.
what
You-
you
that's what I
genuinely
was
like
trying to
these people.
understand.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not based off the transactions, but that doesn't mean that it's not transactional.
Okay,
We
it's
only-
become that.
It's
I
become that.
But you
And-
still
and-
like each other as people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
right,
is my
all right.
peoples.
Right.
That's
But
fair.
when I mean the friendship, our friendship isn't based on going on trips together, experiencing new things.
Mhm.
Our
Yeah.
friendship is based on, yo, you need help.
Yo, you need
So
anything?
it's like your
hit me
support
because you
system,
know I got you.
village.
And I think that may be a man
Mm.
thing because men are often like, you know what I'm saying?
It's not every man though.
No.
Like, it's I don't know. Like,
Because I feel like,
Select
remember the whole
group.
thing about men being angry and fine? I feel like men often do that with their own friends. Oh, he's fine. He's fine until he angry and needs something. And then it's like, I know what he's going through. So without even, and this is me being a good friend, without having to ask too many questions or make you feel guilty about what's going on, bro, what you need help with? All right, yeah, the answer is
Yeah.
yes. Because as a man, sometimes I don't want to have to explain why I need help to my friends.
true.
Mhm.
I just need help.
Yeah.
And I got those type of friends where I was like, yo, I need to borrow 10 bands.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, all right, well, when can I get it to you? And I'm just like, can you get it to me by Friday? And they'll just be like, all right, I got you. I'll send you. Like, and I don't have to be like, I'm out on this and this. Nah,
Yeah,
it's like,
you
yo,
don't want that.
Yeah.
you know what
Yeah.
we go through as men
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to me, it's transactional, but they still my friends. Like, I don't.
Yeah,
I
I
need a
got you.
friend that I can borrow 10 bands from.
You don't need all your friends to be your therapist.
And
you just need
borrow
to be there for you.
loosely
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
defined.
Loosely
Yeah.
That is a fact. Josh just said a good point, though.
What do you say?
He said, you don't need all your friends to be a therapist.
Yeah.
That is a
Facts.
fact.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes
facts.
I don't
Sometimes
want
they're your
real.
escape, huh?
Yeah.
Like from everything.
Josh.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have one of my friends who is not very good at reaching out. We have a group chat with another friend. We've been all friends since high school. So we have history and we're aligned in certain ways, but we're not aligned in the ways that we communicate, you know?
Mm.
And so one thing though, we all play this, we know that, so two of us talk more often and then the other one, it's kind of hard to keep her engaged. But we know that she likes to play the New York Times games. And so we started a group chat where the only thing we do is send each other our results to
Oh, that's
the
tough.
game
Yeah, that's
connections
tough.
every day. And then sometimes somebody will say something extra, but it's not overwhelming her because it's something that she's already doing
Yeah.
and we keep in contact at least.
Mm.
And so like, yeah, so there's ways I feel like
Yeah.
alignment, going back to the beginning, so we can go to the second letter, but alignment is super important. And sometimes when you have history, you have to find the ways that you align. And sometimes friendships can grow out of alignment because this person is talking about wanting to build
Yeah.
Mhm.
with people. So sometimes when you're already in a certain like professional relationship with somebody, then you build a friendship from there and then you can push what you're building forward. Sometimes people want to make friends and then try to build something from there. But that doesn't always work because sometimes it's your idea that you're forcing onto somebody.
One person may be more invested than the other. That's actually a good point.
Maybe if you find a way to get involved in the thing that you want to do,
and then through conversations and meeting people,
and then build friendship from there. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that may work.
Yo,
good stuff. Thank you so much, Carolyn and Ashley. We appreciate the love and support. Hope that helped.
Skirt on, dip my body in glitter. Platform sneakers, all the boys want a picture. Two foreign cars, I make rich look richer. Save your breath, baby, I'm not going home with y'all.
All right, so we're here for the entertainment showcase.
Form sneakers, all the boys want a picture. Two foreign cars, I make rich look richer. Save your breath, baby, I'm not going home with y'all. Penny skirt on.
Hey, how you holding my business?
Yeah, number 2. Hey, Cavell. Kadeen DeVal.
People were always like, why don't y'all have a son named Cavell? It'd be cute to mix your names together.
Cavell sound like a fruit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Cavell.
Did you eat your Cavell today?
To me, it sounds more like a medication. Like, if you have leaky gut, it's probably your cure, Cavell.
Cavell. Or it would be Cavalli. Cavall, you know, and they would have people dancing around and floating. It's like, I use Cavalli to get rid of vaginal something. It's like, what?
May cause diarrhea,
Consult your local physician.
Bleeding from the eyes, and leaky nose.
Right.
May
that
cause
stuff is
blindness.
always like causes leaky gut. I'm like, what
Crazy
the
stuff.
heck is a leaky gut, Lord?
Son,
I don't know.
Mesothelioma? What is it?
Mesothelioma?
Son, here's a good question. Does anybody know anybody that has had mesothelioma?
Yeah.
Yo, you do?
Not personally,
See?
but
Nah. That's
no.
Yo.
But it was like a big thing. There's this journalist who lives in New York, and she married her longtime boyfriend, and he died like a couple months later from mesothelioma. And I was like, it's wild.
Do you know her?
Not personally.
See, I don't
I just know
nobody.
her from the
Never
internet.
met one
Nobody
person in
has
life.
ever met anybody
That's in the lawsuit.
that says like, yo, I lost this person from mesothelioma. But I've been seeing these commercials since I was like 5.
Forever.
They still on. Joe Brown was just on the other day. Mimi was watching. I was like, there goes another mesothelioma commercial. But I haven't met nobody with that.
Ever.
They
Not
be
once.
scamming us.
Class
Whoever the
action.
lawyers are, they be scamming us, bro. There's no way that we've never met nobody with
I have to Google like
mesothelioma.
the symptoms of that. Like, what does we might all be walking around with it and don't even know.
Right.
Well, if I don't know that I have it, and I'm fine.
Ignorance
Like,
is
don't tell me
bliss.
Don't tell me because I don't want to start feeling the symptoms. You know what I'm saying?
It's
I'm
also
good.
something that a lot of people don't have because there's been like asbestos laws.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where you get it from inhaling
Yeah, from
asbestos.
asbestos.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what you get it from.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. So that's probably like a way back thing when asbestos was a bigger
That is
issue.
true. It's probably one
Lead
away.
paint and whatnot and all that.
Yeah, like chicken
Old
pox.
buildings.
You know, sometimes things go away. But why the commercial's still out though?
They got a paid spot, man. Somebody over there making money off of it.
You're right. Well, let me get back
All right,
to
let's
Cavell.
get back to the
Let me get back
task
to
at hand.
Cavell. Hey, Cavell, Kadeen and DeVal. The fact that they put that in quotes, like we wouldn't know who we was talking about, is hilarious. But I appreciate you.
We love it, Queen.
My name is Queen, and I wanted to say thank you for all that you do and all the laughs you guys bring. We appreciate you. It really has been a joy watching you guys grow and learn in real time and watching the boys grow up as well. The teacher in me be trying not to cry watching them grow up.
Mhm.
I come from a single-parent household. My parents divorced when I was 3, so I wanted to thank you guys for showing me what a good marriage looks like and how to maintain one. We appreciate you. We trying our best. You have opened up my mind to a lot of different things and given people grace. I have a different look on things and my opinions are different as well. I use y'all as an example to a lot of my friends and family. For example, my sister and I were talking about, is it a deal breaker for you to have to teach a man sex? Years ago, I would have said yes, but now I'm actually like, now we can figure this out.
Mhm.
What I learned and continue to learn from you guys is, I use it on other people. I just want to say thank you. This is an appreciation letter. Aww. Oh no,
I see
this
questions
one
at the end.
Yeah, I see it. Now for my question. I am on the second floor. 25. 25-year-olds be wanting to be old so bad.
I'm on the second.
I'm on the
The
second floor.
It's still like mezzanine level, girl. You didn't get to the good stuff.
That's it. You know what a person told me about floors?
What?
If you on the floor and if you fall off that balcony and you can't die, then that floor don't matter.
2.
Right.
Think about it. You on the second floor and you
2.
fall off.
That floor
Right.
does matter though, man. You're gonna get hurt real bad.
It's hurt, but
the
you're not
second
dead.
floor?
Not die though. You fall
You
off
can
the
par- you
fourth
get-
floor.
You get
dead.
paralyzed. Come on,
You're not
son.
gonna get paralyzed from the second floor.
Why not? You fall on your tailbone.
You can be, but
break your neck.
If you
You
don't try
could
to
be
land on your feet,
paralyzed falling out this chair.
correct.
We're just talking about the floors. The second floor is right there. Josh, I guarantee you can jump out that right now.
I'm good. I won't try. I won't find out. I don't know.
You know my next thing was going to be like, go ahead, try.
You know why this was a recent thought for me, guys? I was in Kingston, Jamaica last week with Tiffany on a quick trip.
Humble brag. I wasn't. For all y'all who be like, Kadeen need a break. She just said she was on a trip to Jamaica. I wasn't there.
It's okay, baby. I got your trip coming up. You were working. I couldn't get you out of it.
Yeah, this ain't for you, though. This is for them that be on my ass talking about Kadeen need a break. But go ahead, pause.
So, I was in Jamaica. I was looking for property, actually. I want to buy a house down there or some land, something. Anywho, Tiffany and I were at a hotel in Kingston, and we were checking out of the hotel, ready to catch our cab to the airport, and we were locked into the room, meaning the deadbolt lock that we put on the night before would not open. 1 hour and 10 minutes. There were about 8 men outside of the door having to saw and drill and bang and hammer us out of that door. And for 2 seconds, we literally got so nervous because we were like, God forbid this was like a medical emergency or fire. How would we get out? So we're like strategizing how we would get out of there. And we were on the second floor. And I was like, yo, Tiff, I would just use this chair, bust the window and jump out. Like, I would jump off the second floor.
Window? Why would you just open the window?
Because there was no balcony. So we were literally trapped in the room.
You can't open.
No, you can't open it. It was literally floor to ceiling glass.
You could jump out because the Vel feels like you're not going to get hurt jumping out the window.
I didn't say that. I said you wasn't going to die.
God
now,
forbid
if there was a fire, I hope she does jump out and not think like Josh and be like, you know what, I'm going to burn because if I jump out this window on the second floor, I'm going to die.
Hell no, I take my chances. I might fracture or break something, but at least I'll be alive.
Matt said you got airbags. You're going to be all right.
You're going to be all right. You got airbags.
That was a real thought for me. Anywho, sorry, y'all. We be getting so sidetracked in the conversation.
We even get to the question.
Right.
Second floor.
We on the second floor.
Question.
Second floor. All right. Now for my question. I am on the second floor, 25, and I am like Kadeen in many ways. I am an introvert and need my space. I don't talk to or like people. LOL. I would like to start the relationship train, but I'm scared. It's not my first relationship, but my last one was extremely violent. Destroyed me emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually. I'm in therapy and my therapist is asking when I'm getting back out there. I'm not sure. Do you have any advice?
Girl, take your time.
Take your time.
I'm about to say,
you're 25.
Rush you into that.
Yeah, like you need to heal from that past relationship. There is no time. I think where most people in their 20s, and this is where I went wrong, and I've even seen my sister do the same thing, and I've been trying to talk her off of this ledge. It's like, you feel like in your 20s, you have this roadmap of what your life is supposed to look like and what these milestones are you're supposed to reach at a certain point in time. Throw the timeline away. If you're just not in that moment ready for whatever that next step is, whether it's relationship-wise, whether it's career-wise, then you're just not ready. Life is a journey. It's a building process. Don't get too wrapped up in, I'm 25 and I should be dating if you're not ready.
Where do these timelines come from?
The biological clock, which is why I'm going to challenge Kate, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of older women are now going on social media saying to younger women, was like, I all brought into the whole my career. Now I'm in my mid-30s and I have my career, but I want a family. But now I'm in my mid-30s and I'm not a viable candidate because once you get to 35, you're considered geriatric. So a lot more women are saying to younger women now, like, don't put everything in front of your family and wanting a relationship because this is a fact that people don't want to admit. The 35-year-old version of Kadeen is not as viable of a candidate as a 25-year-old version of Kadeen if we want to have children for her and me. Why? At 35, if she has a baby and has postpartum preeclampsia, she could die, which is why we chose not to have another child. But at 25, that wasn't an option. You see what I'm saying?
I can see that.
So when we say to women, like, take your time and women can't just take their time because your body's actually going through something and there is an actual countdown. So
no, I get it. Yeah.
You know?
I hear your perspective and I respect it because it is true as a woman. But I also feel like you don't have to be rigid in there's a rush per se, especially when it's not right, because then you're going to rush into something that just ultimately won't serve you, you know?
And I think taking your time doesn't mean focus on yourself, focus on your career, don't date. It does mean if you're going to date, take your time in dating. Get to know somebody before you commit to them. Make sure you're asking the right questions. It seems like she's focused on what it takes to be in a good relationship because she doesn't want to repeat the patterns that her, of her parents. But it is also very important as a young woman to be a good picker. and to not let your emotions get you in a situation that is not good for you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel you, but she did say, my therapist has asked me when I'm getting back out there.
Yeah, your therapist might feel like she.
No, I'm saying date, get out there, but
that's
don't.
what I'm saying. She's not even dating.
Yeah.
What you're saying is she should date and take her time dating.
Yes.
She ain't even get out there to date.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
a problem.
because I feel like the what she's thinking about is getting out there to get into a serious relationship altogether. If you're taking your time, you're figuring out what you want out of a serious relationship. You're not necessarily looking for the one, but you're looking for what are the characteristics of the one.
Oh, you mean date openly?
Yeah,
don't date exclusively.
Yes,
that's a good. That's actually a good like tip.
Like learning
just to
what
get
you
back
like.
into it. Don't date exclusively.
Yeah,
just date.
And practice walking away. That's something that I didn't learn how to do until this year. Is to say, this is a red flag. I do not like this.
I like that,
I don't want to be with somebody like this, and I'm gonna walk away the first time I see it.
I agree.
I like that. Like, don't date exclusively and don't get comfortable walking away. That's a good point because people oftentimes, once they get into a relationship, feel like I just got to stick it out.
Yeah, because we are taught that love is compromise and it's, holding on and it's grace and it's, you don't know this motherfucker yet. You can walk away from them because, yes, I do have grace. I understand that you're not there yet and maybe you will get there, but I don't have to be here when you work on it.
So as a dater, Tribble, I guess this question is directed towards you because you're probably the only one in the dating scene now. So how does one decipher when is a time to not compromise and walk away? Like how much time are people investing now in the dating process? Because from what I hear from people around me is that, people are quick to just walk away. Like one, as they say now, red flag or like one little thing that you don't agree upon, you're ready to throw in the towel.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I was to throw in the towel on DeVal with a couple things that I didn't really like early on, then I would have missed out on the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
Can you say that again?
I would have missed out on the best thing that's ever happened to me in life.
But
so
you're right,
what's the gauge?
Yeah.
Is there a time frame? Like how do we know when to throw in the towel?
I think that you have to be serious about what red flags are. Red flags are not a man asking you to split dinner, especially at this age. This man probably wants to have a conversation with you, but maybe today he didn't have all the money that he needs. And, let's just split dinner on the first date.
Right.
But for somebody that's been in a abusive relationship, and this is something that I've had to learn as well, is being in an abusive relationship, I can pinpoint the moment that I started letting somebody take control of me. And it was a red flag in that moment, but I let it go and I compromised and I kept compromising and I kept compromising until this person was slapping me in the face with a shoe. And so this somebody I was just dating on our second date did something that was a red flag. And this red flag was, it was like we went out the night before I was supposed to move to Atlanta. And the day that I was moving to Atlanta, I had to be up at 6 a.m. because that's when they were coming to pick up my stuff. I had to work at the radio station from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then right after that shift, I had to leave and drive to Atlanta from Rhode Island. And so I was going to go to dinner by myself. But then she was like, we went out the night before. We had a good time. I'm like, yeah, come out with me. But the day got away from me. I'm still packing. I'm still trying to get my stuff together. So I get to dinner like 5 minutes late. First of all, I told her I can be there at 9 o'clock. She's like, what about 8:45? I'm moving tomorrow and I can't. 9 o'clock is the earliest I could be there. So I tell her all this stuff I got to do. She's like, okay, I'm going to eat before we get there because I'm hungry. So I'm like, that's great. Get to the dinner. She's pouting. She's pissed. And I'm like, are you okay? She doesn't have an appetizer. She hasn't eaten like she said she was going to because she knew she was hungry and she needed to take care of herself. But what she also didn't do was offer to help me at all in that situation, to be like, if I want to eat earlier and you have to get stuff done at the house before you can meet me. This is somebody you dating? I'm not dating them now. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying this was somebody you were dating.
Yes, this was the second date though. Okay. This was the second date where somebody was like, I want you to feel bad because I cannot help you at all. I can't, I have no consideration for what is going on in your life. And you need to have all of the consideration for what's going on with me, regardless of what's going on with you. So to me, that was a red flag. That was somebody who would go on to be controlling, who would be abusive, who would be thoughtless. That's a red flag. And to walk away in that moment, I feel like was the best decision to make. So it's red flags like that, not like
major blowout fights or
you didn't text me back for an hour, or you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're first getting to know somebody. Maybe something that you can work on is communication. And I actually did give that person another chance after that. But the longer that we dated, the more that started coming up. The thoughtlessness, the controllingness, like the not being able to, adjust when I needed something, but wanting me always to adjust when they needed something. So I think that you gotta get serious about what red flags are. And if you are in therapy, that's something you should talk to your therapist about. Like, what are the moments that you feel like make you vulnerable to a certain type of partner who can be controlling, narcissistic, and abusive?
Can
and
I just interject for a minute, though? It's hard for me to understand that being a red flag on the second date.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like, it's the second date. She's not going to be that considerate of on the second date.
Yeah, but she didn't take care of her own needs. I told her what I had going on. I still hadn't showered. When we talked, I was out running an errand. I needed to get my roommate to help me move my mattress. Mm-hmm. I still had to shower. I had been up packing all day, and I had to be up at 6 a.m. Mm-hmm. And we were potentially going to spend the whole night together because we had just done that the night before. She was already hungry, and she wanted to go to dinner earlier, and I said I couldn't because I have all this stuff going on. So what she said is, I'm going to eat first. And then she didn't. And then because she didn't eat first, she was mad at me for not moving around my plans to accommodate her needs instead of her accommodating her own needs on the second date, and then having an attitude on the second date.
So she chose not to eat after telling you she was gonna eat, and then got an attitude.
That's a personal problem.
That seemed to me. That seemed like she was trying to manipulate you.
Exactly. That's a red fucking flag. That's a huge red flag.
The way you said it before, it didn't sound like that. That's the only reason why.
Explain that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm saying, like, not only did she not accommodate her own needs, but she didn't even think about being thoughtful and helping me do what I had to do. On the second date, that's a thoughtful thing to do. If you wanted me to be thoughtful enough to get to dinner early enough so you could eat, then I would expect reciprocity. That's a person who doesn't know reciprocity.
No, but what could she have done to help you?
She could have brought dinner. She could have said, you know what, I'll just pick it up and come to you. You know what I'm saying? If she really wanted us to be together, we really wanted to eat together, and she was hungry, I had something to do, she wanted to be there earlier, she could have done something different instead of expecting me to do something different.
Did she have other stuff to do?
No, absolutely fucking not. But that's a person that's not going to reciprocate care, the kind of care that they're asking for. And that, to me, that's a fucking red flag on the second. Because especially on the second date, you want to show up as your best self.
Could that also be a person that doesn't know that they're doing that? And if you don't express that and give grace, because a lot of things you saying, haven't we had the same issues about consideration? Mm-hmm. And if I would have did the same thing to Kay, I wouldn't be married to her.
Or coming
on
up
the
with
second date, though.
On the second date,
you're showing up as your best self. You want somebody to like you.
Look, I'm not
and
a
your
dater,
best
so I don't
self
know.
is to be, is to not take care of yourself, be inconsiderate, and then have a visible attitude with somebody you don't know.
No, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. All I'm saying is that most people are flawed. Right? And I'm not saying that you're wrong. What I'm saying is most people are flawed. And if everybody takes that approach, that by the second date, if you're not perfect and what I need, I'm moving on, that's how you end up being single. It's only been 2 dates and you expect her to know everything on the second date. That just seems a little premature. That's just my thing.
Are you in dating fatigue?
I could be wrong because I haven't dated. So I'm saying, like, I don't know. But
I
by
dated
the second
this person
date,
for 6 months, and every red flag that came up on the second date was consistent throughout the 6 months.
So you continue dating after that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's been 6 months. Okay, gotcha. Because I was wondering, I'm like, is it just
We're
also
not dating now.
fatigue? Yeah. Is it dating fatigue like that people have that it's like, okay, after, kissing all the frogs, it's like, okay, I'm tired of kissing frogs now. Like,
I think it is Maya Angelou quote that's like, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. And that's a big thing. Like, if think about if you went on a first or second date with a woman and you're like, let's go to dinner, and she shows up to the dinner in sweats. She had nothing else going on. This is what she chose to wear. Then wouldn't you expect her to show up in the relationship in sweats?
Depending on where we're going.
Because that is the best that she could give you. I think that people in the beginning, when you're first getting to know somebody, you're delivering your best self. You want them to see the best of who you are.
Yeah, but they're also delivering their version of what they think is their best self.
Exactly.
But that person may not be what you're looking for.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is right, when we put a timeline on things, right? It's the second date. You should know. How long you been married, Josh?
14 years.
14 years. I've been married, about to be 15. How long you been married?
About a year and a half.
About a year. Aren't there things in your relationship that you still repeat to your wife that you like, bro, how can you not get this? We've been having this conversation.
Absolutely.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if the second date is going to be, if you don't get this by the second date, then we done. That's a red flag. You wouldn't be married. Neither would you or I. Because there's things that we've been going through in our relationship for 22 years that it's like, for example, you say if you had nothing to do, like think about it. If you had nothing to do, you supposed to be considerate to what I need. You had nothing to do. I come to the date and you still got on sweatpants. There's been plenty of times on both sides where she's been doing something and I've been doing something and the other person didn't have much going on, but we just weren't considerate of that person in the moment. And it's like the whole red flag thing for me is difficult. Plus, I've never dated, so I'm not saying that you're wrong, but it's just like there'll be a lot of red flags with all of us and our spouses if we go through the years we've been together and the stuff we have to repeat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think what I hear her saying is, consideration is her red flag.
Exactly.
Like, that's a red flag for her.
Me,
early on.
Yes, yes. I don't want to be with somebody that I have to teach how to be thoughtful or considerate. Like to me, like I want to be with somebody who shows up as a considerate person. Right. Because I keep considerate people in my circle and I know that I come to the relationship being extremely considerate and I know that I give a lot and you know what I'm saying? I'll meet my partner 90% of the way. And I don't think that for me is something that I want to continue to do in a relationship.
I feel you.
So
I can understand that too.
I'm not saying. I just understand that consideration is not.
So yeah,
monolithic.
for me that's a red flag. I'm not saying that this should be a red flag for her,
everybody.
But, yeah, but because of my experience and because I've learned what I want and don't want in a relationship, for me that is a specific red flag. So again, I'm saying like she should learn her own red flags in therapy with her therapist, so her therapist can say, well, is that really a red flag or is that something that you can, you can communicate, or is it a preference? Right. I don't think everything is a red flag. Like I don't think sweats is a red flag, but I
know what you're saying.
My example was, wouldn't you expect that person to keep wearing sweats in the relationship if their best self that they presented to you on the first or second date was sweatpants?
Got it.
And you got to decide, is that something you want or not?
I hear it. This is the disconnect that happens with single people and married people. Married people will tell you, you have to learn to compromise and give grace and be patient, right? And then the single person will say, but when is too much patience enough?
Yeah.
This is the difference between a married person and a single person. I've found someone that I said I'm going to just be patient with throughout life. Like, I'm just going to be patient. There's so many red flags that other people could point out, be like, that was a red flag, should have never, that was a red flag. But I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I want to be married.
Other people's red flags.
And, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to be married. And I think sometimes people need to just decide.
Oh, it is definitely a decision.
You know what I'm saying?
I think I remember our pre-marriage counseling was like, what do you not like about your partner? And you write it down. But the next question is, will you be willing to move forward with them if this thing never changes? Right. And it's making the decision. Like, am I able to,
I can live with that.
Endure with it?
Yeah.
And I get it. Like, if consideration is not a thing, like I want to be considered. If I feel like you're not considerate to me and I can't move forward with you not considering me, it's hell yeah, like I don't like it.
But I got to bring this up too, though. Studies show that women will tolerate less, where men will definitely sit down and accept more. For example, heterosexual marriages, most women initiate divorces. In gay couples, women get divorced at like a 70% rate, but men get divorced at a 20% rate. I think it also goes back to, you see how Tribble set them rigid red flags? Men are more willing to be like, I might deal with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And before people get upset and say that's a generalization, the statistics prove that. Men are more willing to sit in misery, doesn't make it a good thing, but to sit in misery where women will be like, I'm not dealing with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
So what is it, that men turn a blind eye to it, or they just, get their needs fulfilled elsewhere?
Well, I think that's what the discussion has to be. It's like when I'm listening to Tribble talk or even listening to my single friends, it's like, that's a red flag, I'm cutting it off. And if you even look at social media, a lot of the things is red flag, red flag, red flag. But all of the married people here was just like, yeah, we saw red flags with our spouses, but we kept going.
Right.
And to me, it's just at some point, you got to make a choice. If you want to be married, you're never gonna find somebody that don't got no red flags.
I guess that's where love comes into play, where it's just like, man, I just really love this person. Like, I can't see my life without this person. So to Josh's point, what are the things that I'm willing to bend on and tolerate for the rest of my life potentially with this person? Because I just genuinely love that person. So you feel like you haven't met someone yet that's just like, this is the person that I'm meant to be with. And, I'll deal with the sweatpants or I'll deal with the pouting because I just love this person so much.
In every relationship, I've dealt and dealt and dealt and dealt.
And now you like.
And the lack of reciprocity and the fact that I can look at moments in those relationships that were early on before I made a brash choice to deal and to stay and to decide. I'm just like, I don't think it's worth that anymore. I got to think about, what am I ignoring when I go into these relationships that are not giving me what I want out of a relationship? And I have to be serious about walking away because I deal too much for something that, doesn't, you know what I'm saying, doesn't give to me what I'm looking for. And the other person, I'm giving them grace and I'm deciding to be with them and they're not doing the same thing because they're not even holding themselves accountable. So they don't, I'm letting them give me shit and that's what they're giving me. And then they walk away when they are tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is, so no, I have not found the person that I would decide.
Yeah.
No, and I'm not. Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you.
I think all marriages is a part of marriage is settling. Part of it is settling.
I'm not saying anybody has to be perfect. I don't want anybody to be perfect. I've dated people who are not perfect, but there's just some things to me that, I don't want. And I guess, yeah, to your point, I haven't been in a situation with somebody that I felt like, well, I don't like this about you, but I love you. Except like my friends. Like my friends are like that. My friends get on my fucking nerves.
See,
I love my friends.
I don't think you have to love the person. You have to love the idea of being married. That to me is the difference. There's never gonna, like, Kadeen didn't do anything to make me want to marry her. Like, I don't think Anika did something and I was like, this was the thing that Josh said, I'm gonna marry her. It was like, Josh wants to be married. Matt, you want to be married, right? I want to be married. Like, that's just what it is. And I think that...
Wait, what are you saying?
Not really, though.
What I'm saying is
you want to be married,
you have to be in love with the idea of being married.
Okay,
versus... I think that's a part of it.
In order to even start dating, to find someone to say, you know what? I'll deal with this because I love that person. Because my thought process is, if you don't like the idea of being married, any red flag is going to be like, this is why I'm not getting married. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, I don't want to have, like what Triple just said, I don't want to have to capitulate or bend and keep bending and keep bending and keep bending. She said she don't want to have to. Do you feel like you ever stopped bending in your marriage?
Stop bending?
Do you feel like you ever stopped bending in your marriage?
You
see what I'm saying, Tribble? Tribble is saying,
circle right now.
Limbo in that bitch.
So before you disagree with what I'm saying, listen. I'm not. Tribble said she doesn't want to be in a relationship where she always has to bend and bend and bend.
No.
You said that just now.
I said dealing with stuff that I don't want to deal with and getting no reciprocity from.
That's bending.
That's bending. That's the same thing. She don't want to have to deal with that.
Because I want to be married. And if I had the opportunity, I would be married. I would have been married to somebody that was slapping me, bro.
Right. But what I'm saying is you said you didn't want to you wanted to stop having to deal with stuff. Do you deal with stuff in your marriage?
Yeah.
Do you deal with stuff in your marriage? Do you deal with stuff in your marriage?
For sure.
You can't say you want to be married, but you want to be married and not have to deal with bending and not things being reciprocated. Are things always reciprocated in your marriage?
Not all the time.
Are things always reciprocated in your marriage?
Mm-mm.
That's my point. My point is, if you're looking for a marriage where you never have to deal and it's always going to be reciprocated, you're never going to get married because that's not how it works.
But you saying wanting to be married is where it starts is not entirely true in my opinion, because sometimes the love and the like that you have for this person as an individual outweighs all of the pomps and circumstances around marriage.
Because but the thing is, marriage is definitely that though. Marriage is dealing. Marriage is capitulating. Marriage is saying I'm going to bend and negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
What Tribble is saying is she doesn't want to have to marry somebody that she has to negotiate and it's not being reciprocated.
I don't think it's as I hear what you're saying, and I'm not saying that I don't ever want to have to bend and negotiate with my partner. I don't think that's possible. But there are certain things that I don't want to have to, that I don't want to keep putting up with all the time. You don't want to
risk that.
Yeah. I don't want to risk being in a toxic relationship that is violent. And that's what this person is saying. I'm saying, like, in order to pick the right person, I have to be aware of how, like, what it is that is making me pick the person that is not, you know, the person that I want to marry.
I hear what you're saying, but I think people don't understand what marriage is. Marriage is a constant bend. And when people say, I don't want to be with somebody that I always have to bend, then you don't want to be married. And this is where I say to people don't want to be don't want to be wives. They want to be brides, right? They want to have all that comes with the outside of what it looks like to be married. But you know what it means to really be a wife? It means to bend. It means to give in. It means to sacrifice. You know what it means to be a husband? It means to give in. It means to bend. It means to sacrifice. And every time you look at a sacrifice or a bending or not getting your way as a red flag, then that means that you really don't want to be married.
But don't both people have to bend?
Yeah, both people have to bend.
Right. So this example is me noticing the way that I'm bending, this person not appreciated, and them refusing to bend. So to me, that's a red flag that if I were to want to marry this person, I'm going to do all the bending. Like, oh boy, like Janet Jackson said. So you doing the bending.
Right. In one aspect. Right. But in one aspect. You know what I'm saying?
And that aspect is something that I just don't want to bend only on. I want reciprocity in that aspect.
So now let me ask y'all a serious question as women, right? It is fair to say that y'all sex drive is not as high as men, right? So men often
I wouldn't say that about myself.
Okay, not about yours. But oftentimes men have to bend because what they want sexually is not reciprocated from women. Is that not a fact?
Yes, I'll say that's a fact.
So based on what you both said, wouldn't it be okay if a man went and got sex from someone else or said, I don't believe in marriage because I don't want to have to bend to that?
Absolutely. If a man felt like that, a man who's not married, if he felt like I don't want to have to bend to having sex not as often as I want to have sex, then you're not made for marriage.
And you know what happens when men say that? They say he's childish.
I believe in non-monogamy though. So,
but you see what I'm saying? How
you believe in what, Trip?
Non-monogamy.
Non-monogamy.
But you see what I'm saying? How for us as men, right, in these situations, we are told, especially for marriage, be prepared to bend. And understand that it's not going to be reciprocated. That's what we're told. Am I lying, Josh?
Nope.
Am I lying, Matt?
Nah, you're not lying.
That's what we're told. But it's hard to hear women sit down and say, if you're not reciprocating, that's a red flag, then I'm out. It's like y'all tell us all the time that we have to be prepared to bend and be molded and take what y'all offer. But then say on your own side, if you don't bend and offer what I want, I don't want to get married. To me, that just seems like someone that doesn't want to be married. You understand what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, but I feel like Triple and what she's saying is that she was trying to look for somebody that at least shows some signs of they're willing to work with you. They're willing to listen and learn.
At least change. At least.
No, my issue was the second date thing.
I heard the second date part, and I felt the same way until she explained it.
But that's why I can't blame her because I haven't dated that often. That's why I'm trying to understand because I haven't dated in this era.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's particularly difficult from what I hear.
And I'm not going to lie, as for a woman, how many dates do you take before you say?
That's
what I'm trying to understand. And I'm
not
really.
Sure. All I know is that I be bending in the bed. So my agility is spot on.
I can say, I guess, if that's how you feel, no, I don't want to be married if it means not having reciprocity in the areas that I demand reciprocity in.
I would say you haven't found that person.
I would rather not be married then.
I would say a lot of times, like if you are not willing to change at all in some things, then it's just not going to work.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
You got to be adaptable somewhere.
There's some things that change, and it's something that change for the better. Some people grow into who they are. Like, I mean, I was a very immature person, like in my 20s, and I got married in my 20s. I'm not as immature as I was then. You know, so I think grace is important and understanding. Like,
I agree.
It takes a lot for somebody to change and understand what you actually mean, because sometimes we're just not as mature.
Facts.
So I wouldn't say like don't get married because people aren't going to change. I wouldn't say that, but I would say like people change. Some things change and some things don't.
So when you change, Josh,
I ain't said I did.
Do you change, or anyone who has changed, right, within a relationship, when you are going through this change or this metamorphosis, do you change considering how your spouse may receive it? Or do you just say, I'm changing and you have to adjust?
I don't think I understand the question.
So if you're changing, you realize you're going through a change in yourself. Do you consider during that change how your spouse may react to it? Or do you just say, I'm changing, so as my spouse, you need to just honor this change and learn to adapt to this new version of me type of thing?
Yeah, that's a really good question. That's a really good question.
Or are you not even aware that you're changing until your spouse
I don't know if
points
a
it out?
lot of times we are aware that we're actually changing. We change based on circumstance. We change the relationship that we're in. You might reflect 5 years ago and be like, man, I used to do this. That's crazy.
And don't even really realize
and
when
don't
it
really
changed.
realize it because you are growing, right? I don't think our growth as people, I don't think it never stops.
It never stops.
Right?
And it's not indicative of your spouse.
Yeah, it's
or
not
how
indicative.
they
Yeah,
perceive
exactly. It could be because of your spouse. It could not be just because of your situation, financially, whatever. So I don't know if you're changing. I can't say specifically like I'm changing because or in consideration of my spouse. Obviously, there are things that I'm changing because I've been told. There are things I'm changing because I know like I could do better at this. Like, or I'm learning or reading books or what have you. But you know,
I just, man, listening to people who date is just foreign to me because I haven't dated. So sometimes I'm asking questions because it just really don't make sense to me. Yeah. But I do understand it's hard. If you outside and you alone right now and you're trying to get to know people, you can't spend too much time trying to get to know people if you realize red flags. But I'm from this side where we both have sacrificed so much, everybody, and it's just like to be married is to sacrifice. Yeah. Like that's just, and I feel like if you want to be in a relationship, you have to desire marriage first before you desire someone else, because you already go into the relationship knowing I'm going to have to sacrifice
at some point
and bend at some point. Also know that this person that I'm talking to may not bend immediately to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like our conversation with a lot of things has been a decade plus long conversation. And it's a lot of relationships go through that. It's like, how long y'all been married? 6 years. Yeah, we still talking about this. And I'm like, yo, keep talking about it. You know what I'm saying? But when I talk to single people, they're like, nah, I'm talking about that for too long. It's a red flag. And I'm like, that to me is the difference between single people and married people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a mix.
We don't see the red flags as, that's a red flag, I'm out. I see a red flag as this is an opportunity for us to discuss something and work through it.
So when you explain it this way, that makes me understand why you said you need to consider wanting to be married before.
Yeah.
That because
that's why I tell my boys right now, they're young, I say once you pick a girl, make sure that you choose a woman who aspires marriage, not aspires a wedding, because there's two different things. There are a lot of people who aspire the idea of what it means to get married, right? Have a big party, get dressed up, do all of this, but then when it comes time to the actual marriage, they're like, wait, I wasn't ready for this. Aspire to be with somebody who wants to be married, which means that person knows they're going to have to discipline and be sacrificial to some of their things too. And I feel like I found a person who wants to be married.
But you still want the green flags to outweigh the red.
Absolutely.
That's the thing. You want to find someone you want to work with, want to be married and work through those other things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, way more green flags than reds.
Yeah, like you can't ignore red flags, but when that person wants to be married and you want to be married, them red flags aren't so much like a run. It's let's discuss this.
Yeah.
Are you willing to fix that? Because for me, some of my red flags, because I wanted to be married, I was willing to fix. But if I wasn't prepared to be somebody's husband, when she checked me on it, they'd be like, well, fuck that. This is who I am. Accept me.
Some of your red flags you don't even know.
And
or you didn't even know.
Your spouse has to be the one at the time, the person you dated. And that's what I was saying. Like, you could have been that person for her. Like, shorty. And you said you were. For 6 months you tried.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. So you were right. So we're not even talking about that moment. I'm just trying to think about how many dates do you go on before you say that red flag is stuck?
Well, the biggest red flag right now is that we got to pay some bills. And this was a very long listener letter number 2, but I love how the conversations tend to kind of spiral into a bigger conversation. So let's take a break. We hope we helped you out there, Queen, with a whole lot. That was an earful, and we'll be back with our last listener letter of the day.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's the Ellises here with a quick message. We believe that independent bookstores are the cornerstone of a thriving community, which is why we're asking you to consider purchasing your copy of We Over Me at your local independent bookstore.
That's right. Many stores will order it for you if you call in and request it, or you can go to bookshop.org to get your hard copy now.
All right, we're back. And I feel like at this point, for the sake of time, we can do one more listener letter.
First of all, I want to say this, yo, Tribble, I appreciate you being so open with your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because for a long time, Khadeen and I have been very open with our lives.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But we don't hear too often other people being vulnerable about what they go through and what they've. And I appreciate you saying this because we have single people who listen to our podcast. And they're like, sometimes I listen to y'all and it makes me jealous, but also makes me feel like I missed out on life. But then also it's like, nah, we want to hear what you go through as a single person. Because Kay says it all the time. Parts of her wish that she could have spent parts of her 20s single so she could have her own apartment. Go, you know what I'm saying? Chase. So we like hearing these stories just to hear, like, what is it like? So we could also get a different insight. So
absolutely,
I appreciate you for being vulnerable and honest.
Yeah, and we hope some of our listeners can relate too.
Yeah,
like, that's in part too why for Ellis Ever After we wanted to open up the discussion to Tribble, Matt, and Josh because they all have their lives and different perspectives. So we're here to learn and grow, folks.
Hey, Kane DeVal, first off, I love you guys. We love you too. I don't think I ever looked up to a role model black couple until I came across your Facebook page back in 2020.
Oh, wow.
But I need your help. I am a person that constantly acts on impulsiveness. Also a person that requires instant gratification. DeVal, you spoke on Poor Minds and mentioned that this generation, which is me, wants instant gratification. You also said that nothing is easy that's worth having. That said something to me. I have commitment issues, and that stemmed from how I saw my family treat things and treat other people. My goal, my dream career, is to be a full-time content creator and hopefully can make it to TV. I extremely enjoy making people laugh. I love the attention for the right reasons. Everyone tells me you should do YouTube or you should post more on social media platforms. You have the talent, you have the personality. I believe I do too. But sometimes procrastination wins. I love being a student and a teacher in the game. I'm a Leo, so I am hot-headed. Sometimes I don't listen and go. Sometimes I don't listen and go based on my own desires rather than thinking logically. You guys, please help me. I am 24 years old. That's why you feel like that. You're 24. And I want to make something of myself. You still can. 24 is a baby. I want to be more creative and generate wealth from my passion.
I love it because, you know, people listen to us, like you said. They listen and they're just like, man, I want to have all these things. I want to aspire. But at 24, it's like, girl, you got so much time. So much time. What's our advice to her today?
The first thing I said is she said that she's impulsive. She's impulsive. You can't be impulsive if you want to be a content creator and you want to make money from your passion. Impulse ain't the way to go about it. And being hot-headed. You have to have a plan. One thing you've heard Khadeen and I say since the very first episode is that we had a plan. When we first met each other, I told her what I wanted. She told me what she wanted. And her response was, well, how we gonna do it? Make a plan. And with that plan, don't make it a 10-day plan. My first plan was a 5-year plan. I told Kay. I said, Kay, I'm going to get us to Hollywood in 5 years. That was at the end of 2009, turning to 2010. At the end of that 5 years, I was nowhere close to being in Hollywood. So I had to create a different plan. It took me 10 years to get to where I am now, but I was consistent. I was disciplined. I never listened to people tell me I shouldn't do it. I focused on my dreams and my goal. But most importantly, I stuck with the plan.
Yeah. Love that. Anybody else?
Yeah, DeVal hit the nail on the head for me a couple episodes ago where he was talking about, and I heard him saying this to Jackson yesterday, which reminded me, it was like a blessing that I walked in right at that moment. But just most people don't focus on the process. Like we want to be good at something right now today. We want our first video to go viral instead of understanding that there is real power in the process. Like getting better at something, especially at 24, but Oprah didn't get the Oprah show until she was 30.
Yep.
So think about doing this. I used to tell myself this in my 20s all the time. And now that I'm past 30, I'd be like, fuck, should have listened to my goddamn self. But think about getting better at doing this. By the time you're 30, like you'll be really, really good if that's what you're focused on. Instead of being focused on building wealth, be focused on building your craft.
Absolutely.
Right. Figuring out what it is you like, not what everybody say you should be doing.
Yeah. And do what you like. Like do it because you actually like it as opposed to doing it because
it's more
I want to go viral.
Yeah.
I think people don't realize going viral a lot of times isn't something that's intentional. Right. It isn't something you're trying to do. Right. Like I remember like before viral was like what it is now, you could go viral and get like 500 likes on a picture years ago when when social media just started on Facebook, right? That was like the epitome of going viral because 5,000 people you don't know is liking your stuff, right? Then it goes but you're just doing it because you're getting, you're in the process of doing something and you're doing what I enjoy. the fact that you became viral is a
byproduct.
It's a byproduct of you getting that out.
Yeah.
So I think this generation has it twisted.
Absolutely.
Saying the only way I could make it is to go viral. Like that's the way I quantify my success, by going viral, by the amount of people that see it. But your success is actually you doing the thing that's birthed out of you. And we so often miss like the act of doing stuff, the act of the process, the act of like looking back from when I was 23 to 25, like I've grown so much doing this. I'm such a better person. What's next for me? Because if you're not doing something now, you can't really say what's next for me. You got to start the action of doing stuff. And I think this generation has completely lost touch of what it is to be like successful at everything, because they're looking at going viral. It's always a viral moment.
You know why too? Now I can look at my phone. I can see a 12-year-old that ran a 10-point in 100. And if I'm 12 and I don't run a 10-point, then fuck track. I can't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like having access to all of these things, you get to see the anomalies all the time.
Yeah.
And now you think the anomalies is the normalcy.
Or it's the only way to go.
Because you get to compare yourself instantly against somebody else. That you don't know what they're doing.
That's what she's dealing with now. You can hear, now that you pointed out being 24, I can't imagine being 24 with all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a sheesh.
I mean, it happens now. Being 30 and 40, like you like now that you've accomplished so much things, you're still like looking at, okay, what this person did. But I think that's the problem. Like, you just got to do.
And you got to get better. Like real talk, we have to start. This is something we have to just get better at what we do.
Yeah.
Like in my 20s, I wanted to act. I was playing football. I was learning. I went and auditioned for stuff. I didn't get booked. Why? Because I wasn't good.
Yeah.
I had to learn. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn how to do this process. And not even the process of acting. First, you got to learn how to audition.
Yeah.
Okay. You learn how to audition. Then you got to learn how to act. Then when you act, you got to learn how to act this way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's a process.
It's not practice makes perfect. It's perfect practice makes perfect.
There you go. And that takes time.
Yeah.
So.
All right, baby girl. We hope that helps you out. Lots of great advice today. This is a really good episode, y'all. I really like listener letters because
it
even though
you
guys spark the conversations, of course, when you write in, and we love that. Thank you for letting us into your world a bit. And it helps us, I think, every time we build on conversations from listener letters to learn more about ourselves and each other. So
I learn more about Tribble.
And learn more about Tribble. We love you, Tribs. All right, y'all. Keep writing into listener letters, y'all, because we really enjoy having them on the episodes. And sometimes like this, we'll have a listener letter episode. So if we don't get to your listener letter right away, chances are at some point during the season, we will. So if you want to be featured as a listener letter, be sure to email us at theellisadvice@gmail.com.
That's TheEllisadvice@gmail.com. Hey guys, our publisher told us we had to do this in 15 seconds, so here we go. I'm DeVal.
I'm Kadeen, and guess what, y'all? We wrote a book. We Over Me, The Counterintuitive Approach to Get Everything You Want Out of Your Relationship.
That's right. It's not your typical relationship book. It's a book about how imperfect marriage works out perfectly for us. That's right. We Over Me, The Counterintuitive Approach to Get Everything You Want Out of Your Relationship.
Let's hope they understood what the hell we said.
All right, moment of truth time. We covered a couple things today. So anyone have any moments of truth? Based off of anything that we've spoken about in any particular letter, or just something overarching that you want to say?
My moment of truth is about listener letters, is that I appreciate all of y'all realistically, because nobody really has to get up here and tell their truth about their life.
Mm-hmm.
We've done it, and now we've asked that our friends come and be included in the conversation, and they've all been very open and vulnerable. And I just want to say thank you to y'all, because y'all really didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all both married. Your spouses aren't here to tell their perspective, but y'all are still being open. Tribble, you're single, and you're being very vulnerable about what you go through. Someone is going to listen to these episodes and be like, yo, I learned something, because the perspective is different. So my moment of truth is that I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all.
Love you too, bro.
We'll be back.
Love you too, man.
For those listeners who don't know what DeVal is talking about, because I cut that whole portion of the episode. Too bad.
That is great.
That's hilarious.
That's great. All right, y'all. Be sure to follow us on Patreon if you have not yet. Subscribe so you can get exclusive access to the Ellis Ever After show, as well as more exclusive Ellis family content. You can follow us on social media on Instagram. Ellis Ever After is our handle. I'm Kadeen. I am
DeVal.
I'm _Matt.Ellis.
And I'm Joshua _Dwayne. You can double click on my fix right there.
I'm at Tribs the Cool, TRIBBZ the Cool, on everything.
And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. On 3, y'all. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Got.
Ellis Ever After is an iHeartMedia podcast. It's hosted by Kadeen and Deval Ellis. It's produced by Tribble. Video production by Joshua Duane and Matthew Ellis. Video editing by LaShawn Rowe.